And Gautam, what is the disease? Just one headline number from that disease, more than 6,000 different, I would say, nails in the neck or in the back. Why don't you take it from there and tell us what is the regulatory cholesterol that India faces at 75 years of its independence?
Yeah, so give me a minute to finish my numbers. There are 1,536 laws that govern doing business in India. These laws are enacted at the union level and some of them in rules at the state legislatures. Together, they add up to 69,233 compliances at an aggregate that businesses have to face. Of these, of the laws, half of the laws, of the 1,536 laws, half of them carry imprisonment clauses. Of the compliances, 2 out of every 5 compliances carries a jail term, an imprisonment clause. All told, there are 26,134 imprisonment clauses that businesses at an aggregate face while doing legitimate business. As a result, even though we have 6 million enterprises in India, 63 million enterprises in India, only 1 million are in the formal sector. The system is such that it pays to stay below the regulatory radar. You don't want to grow. Manish has articulated this very often in some of his articles, where we say that we make dwarfs out of our companies. We don't want them to scale up. The economies of scale that companies, for instance, in China, Japan, or other industrialized nations enjoy are kept away simply because you want to stay below the regulatory radar. Now, what does that mean? The moment a factory, let us say, of 150 people gets formalized, immediately, overnight, the company has to face between 400 to 900 compliances. For that, they have to spend around 12 to 18 lakh rupees a year. Which small entrepreneur, which small company has these kind of resources? So when we did this research, Siddharth, it came because, it came actually, we thought that 4 of us sitting out here and we are discussing some college history can be put into jail just for being here. And I'm sure there'll be some law somewhere, in some corner, some danky dark corner of India, of Indian legislation, where 4 people talking can be put in jail. From there, we went on to doing business, and this is what our report then finally came out with. Of the 26,134 imprisonment clauses for businesses, about 5,200 are at the union level. We believe that if some of these laws get rationalized, they will have an effect down the line on state laws.
Gautam, I'll hold you there on the solutions from the
not solutions.
Good doctors on the panel.
The last bit. There are 5 states, the last numbers, so that we can have a solider discussion. 5 states have imprisonment clauses of more than 1,000 each. Maharashtra, Punjab, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. Among all of them, you would wonder, why is Punjab there? And this is perhaps then we can discuss later on.
Okay, Gautam, I'm not letting you go before I go to the doctors because you diagnosed the disease. I also want to know, where did it start? Did it start with the British? Did it start with their moves on the opium regulations? Did it start with the salt tax?
It started with the Defense of India Act 1930. And then onwards, right from the Factories Act 1948, the Capital Markets Act, you keep going.
What about 1955? The Awadi resolution. How
that was an ideological embrace, which the politics of India took and made him hardened these already existing
politics,
laws.
Who is responsible for the regulatory cholesterol? Nehru Gandhi?
I don't think so. I think every leadership has been guilty of increasing the number of imprisonment clauses. Look at the current government.
In the last 8 years?
Even the current government, when the CSR amendment had come, they had wanted to criminalize
But that amendment started in the UPA government.
No, no. In this government.
The lack of CSR compliance
No.
that
It
Companies
began
Act
in the
amendments
UPA, but
began-
the amendment came under this government. And thankfully, what they said when there were protests is that we will not notify the law. And now I think it has been amended and things are going on. In fact, the Companies Act is one of the laws that is forward-looking among all the other laws. Factories laws is the worst.